at 5, a sideshow followed by a crash Sunday night left a woman in her 70s dead.
It is just the latest example of how dangerous these sideshows can be. The Stockton neighborhood is in shock, and it has some concerned about safety. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras has the story.
There was no brakes, there was nothing, just an ugly bang.
A disturbing sound kept Linda Garcia Medina awake Sunday night the moment a crash took the life of a 70-year-old woman in her neighborhood near Princeton and Delaware Avenues.
She's a grandmother, that could have been me, that could have been my neighbor, that could have been, it shouldn't have been. That's the point.
According to the CHP, a 34-year-old man was driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol around 10:25 Sunday night when he drove through the stop sign at Princeton Avenue and Delaware Avenue in Stockton, slamming into the 70-year-old's car.
She gets rammed and she was extricated from her vehicle.
The driver allegedly tried to run away from the scene, but employees who were leaving work a block away at Michael's Pizza stepped in, detaining him until police could get there.
If it wasn't for these kids that worked here at Michael's Pizza, he probably wouldn't have been caught. He would have probably made it. And thank God for these kids.
Days after the deadly crash, there's still some signs of damage to the sidewalk and curb here on Princeton Avenue. And just a block down the street is where neighbors said that they heard the familiar and unsettling sounds of sideshows just minutes before the crash.
There's no regard for traffic, for the law, for patrol.
The intersection where the sideshow happened still covered in skid marks, with pieces of tires scattered around. This video, shot houses down from the crash scene and sideshow, shows dozens of cars leaving the area minutes before the crash happened.
We try not to frequent the local businesses at all at night.
The CHP says that at this point there does not appear to be any relation between the crash and the several sideshows across Stockton Sunday night. But both frightening scenes have neighbors like Linda pleading for more to be done.
Put a roundabout, put speed bumps, do whatever you have to do.
Just a heartbreaking story. That victim has not been identified, but the county is planning to recognize the restaurant employees who helped make the arrest. It's all coming up at their next board meeting on Tuesday.